Once upon a time, in a small town, nestled against rolling hills, Craig and Jonas lived in a cozy house adorned with colorful flower beds and a welcoming porch swing. They met in college, both studying art history, and instantly connected over their shared passion for ancient cultures. Their friendship quickly developed into a deep love for each other. 7 years had passed since their eyes first met in a classroom. They'd laughed, cried, fought, and made up countless times, weathering the storms that came their way. They got married 3 years ago, celebrating their love in a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by friends who had become their family. Craig came from a supportive and loving family. His parents, Emily and Michael, embraced their son's identity and were proud of the life he had built with Jonas. Jonas, on the other hand, had faced a different reality when he came out to his father. His single dad, Henry, had struggled to accept his son's truth. He distanced himself from Jonas, leaving him with a sense of loss and rejection that lingered over the years. Their dream was simple yet profound. They wanted to become fathers and create a loving home for a child. They longed to share their love, knowledge, and experiences to nurture and support a young life. After years of discussing their dream of adoption, they decided the time was right. They registered with an adoption agency, filled out applications, attended interviews, and underwent extensive background checks. They eagerly prepared a room for their future child, adorned with vibrant colors, toys, and books. Their hearts swelled with anticipation, picturing a little one playing in the room they had so lovingly arranged. Months passed, then a year. The phone never rang with news of a baby waiting for them. Hope began to wane, replaced by the heavy burden of disappointment. Craig remained optimistic, reassuring Jonas that their moment would come, but deep down, both felt a pang of longing for a child that might never arrive. "I just don't understand why. We have so much to offer, and yet no one wants to choose us." Jonas sighed one evening, resting his head on Craig's shoulder. "I know, love. Maybe it's just not our time yet. We've got each other, and that's what matters." Craig murmured, gently stroking Jonas's hair. "It's just hard, you know. Your parents are so supportive, unlike mine. My dad couldn't accept me for who I am. And now it looks like we might never have a family of our own." Jonas's voice was strained with emotion. Craig wrapped his arms around Jonas, pulling him closer. "We will, babe. We'll find a way, and we'll do it together." As days turned into months and their hope dwindled, they found themselves at a crossroads. They faced a difficult choice: continue waiting for a baby or consider an alternative path. One rainy evening, they sat in their living room, the soft patter of raindrops against the window, a symphony to their contemplation. "Craig, do you remember what the counselor said about considering older kids?" Jonas began tentatively. Craig nodded, a flicker of curiosity in his eyes. "Yeah, I do." "Do you think it's time for us to consider this route?" Jonas took a deep breath, his mind embracing the possibility. "I know we always imagined a baby, but there are older kids out there who need love and support too." They embarked on a new journey, attending workshops, reading books, and reshaping their plans. They redefined their expectations, envisioning a haven for an older child. "It's not about changing our dream, it's about expanding it," Craig said, his voice filled with newfound hope. They approached the adoption agency, expressing their willingness to open their hearts to an older child. Weeks went by, and finally they received news of a 12-year-old boy named Tyler who had been in the system for a while. As they met Tyler for the first time, a shy yet bright-eyed boy entered the room. His eyes sparkled with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Craig and Jonas smiled warmly, their hearts immediately reaching out to him. "Hey, Tyler. We're Craig and Jonas. Would you like to see your room?" Craig said, his voice warm and inviting. Tyler looked up, a small smile forming on his face as he nodded in agreement. As they walked together, Tyler gazed at the room that had once been set up for a baby. But now, With a few changes and a lot of love, it was transformed into a space for a growing child, a place where Tyler could feel at home. Tyler didn't say anything, but his smiling face and glimmering eyes reflected the newfound hope and a promise of a happy future in a loving family. Craig and Jonas exchanged a knowing look, their hearts swelling with joy. They realized that family wasn't just about blood ties, nor was it about nurturing a child from infancy. It was about love, understanding, and commitment. In the end, their dream came true, not in the way they had initially envisioned, but in a way that was meant for them. As they welcomed Tyler into their home, they knew that they had found their family. Their journey, though challenging, had led them to a place of love and acceptance, a home where they belonged, together as a family. Their first Christmas together, Jonas decided to make one last attempt to revive his relationship with his dad. He sent him a Christmas card with a picture of their new, extended family. He knew his father well, so he didn't let his hopes get high. However, on December 25, as they were opening their presents, there was a knock on the door. Jonas opened the door and saw his father standing there, present in hand. "Hello, son. May I come in?" he asked timidly. "Sure, Dad. Come on in." Jonas stepped aside and let his father enter. "I am so sorry for everything. I have failed you. Thank you for sending me that card. I love you, son, and I am so proud of you. I hope you can find it in your heart to give me another chance." Jonas smiled as his eyes filled with tears of happiness. He turned to his son and said, "Tyler, come meet your grandfather Henry.